everybody, and welcome to episode 38 of the Thunder Gals.
38. I can use the three twice if I do 38 with my hands for the people not listening.
Do
Oh,
it
yeah, the
that
JMac
way.
3.
Could do the JMac 3. There's all kinds of threes you can do, Paula.
I'm just going to keep it simple because we all know that the numbers are confusing to me sometimes.
That's our
Uh,
co-host Paula there, and I am Brittany. We're your Thunder Aunties back with you today. After taking a brief vacation last week, we both had work things come up that kind of made our days busy, and we couldn't
rude,
come back to you. So that's fine. It gives
rude.
us more to talk about this week.
It does. But I want to start off with the best thing that happened in the last 2 weeks is that your Thunder aunties got to meet in person and hang out and have barbecue and watch Summer League.
Hell yeah, that was so much fun. Y'all probably don't know, Paula and I had never actually met in person
Nope.
until last week. So, that was a really cool experience. I'd actually met fans of the show in person
Same.
before meeting the co-host. So,
It just
um,
hadn't worked out timing, but thankfully, because of this obnoxiously wonderful internet, we bonded and created the Thunder Gals for us and for you. And to be able to meet in person, especially in getting to watch Summer League of our guys, was kismet and it was great. And I'm so glad. I am so
yes,
glad we got to spend time together.
that was amazing. The food was great. It was great getting some good barbecue because, there's a lot of great food in Minnesota, but barbecue is not really among the great foods you will find up here.
Shocking, shocking, I tell you. But it also came with presents because look what my co-host partner brought me. Brought
Yay!
me the best Oklahoma City jersey that they've made, and it's for Russ.
Yes.
So I am just delighted to wear this today in honor of getting to meet Britt in person and for the best jersey ever.
Yay! I know I have the Paul George one of that, which fits me perfectly. So I'm really glad that the Russ one fits you perfectly. So glad now we can like match and be the Russ PG combo if we ever get back together.
Listen, if for some reason it didn't fit, it was going to fit an arm. It was going to fit like it will be a neckband, a headband. It was going to fit. I'm just glad it does.
But it like fits like right. Like it's
Like,
like it was
yes,
perfect for you. It's meant to be.
meant to be. Yeah, so that was my favorite thunder related thing that's happened in the last couple of weeks. Now,
Yes.
I will say that Summer League that we did get to watch was not my favorite of the last couple of weeks.
We did warn you all that
Yes,
Summer
we did.
League is for basketball sickos. It is not necessarily for just, the average casual fan who wants to watch regular season and playoff basketball. This is, these rosters are not the best players that we can put together. And I know there's some concern out there. I've seen the posts on threads from various folks and,
Yes.
Maya and some other folks who are very concerned that we are 0-7 in Summer League so far. Let me just assure you, this has zero bearing on the
0 and
actual
0.
regular season roster. There's no correlation between how a team does in summer league and how they play in the regular season. And most of our roster is a bunch of guys who are going to be lucky to get G League contracts. And it was pretty clear we did not put the best team around our rookies this year.
Mhm.
Um, and so don't get caught up in the record. What I was really watching for was more looking at our three rookies, kind of getting a sense of like what are the things they're going to need to work on, what are the things they're going to bring to the table on day one, and those kind of things. Paula, what were you looking for?
That was really it. I wasn't very familiar, and to be honest, I'm still not 100% familiar with our rooks. I'm just not. And so I just wanted to get, eyes on them and see if maybe I could see what Samuel sees, which is impossible. Um, but I just wanted to familiarity. I just wanted to see them. And so it got real frustrating because, they're rooks. I mean, they're as green as a beautiful meadow, but Mara, when he was drafted, all of the noise was, oh, he's a Wimby stopper. He's a Wimby stopper. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Oh, it's a Wimby stopper. And then as summer league goes on, then it becomes, what did Sam do? Why did we take this guy? I'm like, people.
Yeah. Now, I saw flashes from a Daimara that showed me like what Sam saw. Like this is a guy who has size, who has legit passing skills, who is not afraid to just take it down to the bucket and dunk on somebody. Like he doesn't have that problem that Chet kind of runs into sometimes where he hits a
Mhm.
big body and just kind of backs up and doesn't go for the dunk. Like
Yeah,
Mara's gonna be happy to just go for that dunk. Like
right.
he has the potential with a couple years of experience under his belt and some time to learn and grow to grow into something like an Isaiah Hartenstein that's a big body that can pass, that you can kind of put in the middle of the lane and have him distribute on offense while
Yeah.
being a big, strong body down low on defense. He doesn't have the rebounding that iHeart has yet, but he's a rookie, y'all.
Yes. And, they didn't set up the offense for really, to showcase what he can do.
No.
He really seemed a little out of sorts when it came to their offensive plans. But the good thing is, you keep bringing up iHeart. iHeart is here.
Hmm.
iHeart's here for 3 years and gets to mentor him. Like, come on. There is
And
so much upside to this.
what better mentor than a guy who people didn't have high hopes in coming into the league either, and who had to do a lot of stints in the G League,
Mhm.
who had to be at the back end of a couple of different rosters on like the Clippers and the Nuggets and not really getting playing time.
Oh,
It took iHeart a good 4 or 5 seasons to break out in New York and actually become like a highly sought after piece. Like it didn't happen overnight. And I don't think Sam Presti expects a Daimara to come in and help overnight and be a Wimby stopper and any of that nonsense that was getting, pushed out as the narrative.
yeah.
He is a work in progress, but one thing you cannot teach is size. And so, like we said in some previous episodes, like the size he brings to the table, that when he fell to us at that spot in the draft and the other players we might have had interest in were now off the board,
Hmm.
you had to take him. He was the best prospect available at that spot. And
Right.
you can't teach 7 foot 3.5 with an 8 foot wingspan.
No, but you can teach skills. You can refine skills. We have the luxury by having our big three and iHeart, everybody locked in. We have the luxury to build the next generation over the next few years. Like Sam doesn't always look for instant, success. Or, like he doesn't draft for the now.
Yeah.
He drafts for the future. And he's always looking ahead and not, at the next season.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, just if you went into summer league expecting okay, so before I got rudely interrupted by my own internet connection problems, I was talking about if you expected a Daimara to just blow you away at Summer League, you were probably going to be disappointed regardless, because that just wasn't, I think, what Sam or the team had in plan
Mm-mm.
for this Summer League. It looked to me like they were trying to put the guys in some different situations and not only play to their strengths, but make them play to some of their weaknesses to start kind of testing that out and getting some real game time experience, not just doing what made them great in college. And
Yeah.
so I, don't take too much away from it. It's not meant to be, oh, we won it all in Summer League. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, most of the guys that we're going to be watching for in October, they were in Vegas, but they were on the sidelines because I know Chet and J-Dub, they were out there for the UFC fight.
Hmm.
Um, but they weren't on the court. And it's so funny because a few years ago, nobody knew anything about Summer League. And I say that as generically as possible. It was not as relevant to the conversations as it's become now. And I think a lot of that has to do with the NBA becoming, you know, year-round entertainment. There's always something. It's things are doled out as it goes, because you have your trade deadline, you have draft, then you have,
Free
summer league,
agency and Summer League and just, yeah, it's
and
constant
then
now.
schedule drop in August, and which did you hear Adam Silver yesterday?
I did. So
So,
apparently the league is having trouble putting together its final schedule because of Mr. LeBron James not having signed anywhere yet.
right? And to me, it sounded like somebody frustrated that's been having conversations in the group chat. Come on, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And suddenly it was like, no, let's put it all out on Maine and be like, LeBron's just holding everything up. And you have to sit here and think about this, what, $77 billion agreement, television agreement across all these platforms and everything. And one guy is holding all of this up because he hasn't made a decision, because they have to decide, you know, whoever he goes with, because he's been, what did I see? He's been in a Christmas game like 19 of the last 20 years. So whatever team he goes to suddenly becomes a Christmas Day team,
Yeah.
becomes an opening week team. It's like it boosts whoever it is
Yeah.
to these high profile moments in the schedule. And it's all because of one guy who could potentially be having his farewell tour this year.
Which is
And
great television, so I can
it is.
understand why it matters.
But it's so fascinating to see these contracts and these things being held up. Now it tells me that he's probably really narrowed his decision down close enough that Adam felt like he could say out loud, just pick it, dude. Just, shit or get off the pot. Sorry. But
Yeah.
fascinating to me, what is it? One more 0 days since the NBA has been dramatic.
It's funny. He's 42 years old. he's clearly not the same player that 10 years ago was, if he was making a decision, it was that team's going to be catapulted into title contention. Now
Mhm.
it's more like that team's going to be catapulted into national television relevance. And so
Right.
it is a difference as to where he
Mhm.
is in his career, but it's still a big difference, and he's still a big name that draws a lot of eyeballs, and I certainly understand the frustration. On the other hand, I'm like, man, he's been at it for 22, 23 seasons now. Like, give the guy a break. And if he needs to take his time making a decision, let him take his time. It's a big deal. He's going to have to live probably away from his family for a good chunk of the year. And, he wants to make sure he makes the right choice. So I'm of two minds on
Right.
it.
No, I mean, it's the same. I just don't think it's so funny because there was so much writing when he made the decision, his televised sit down, where he's going to go, people were anxious for that and we're looking forward. Like, I see more, I don't say dissent, but more, you know, uncomfortableness waiting.
Hmm.
There's not as much anticipation because it's not going to, I don't think personally that it's going to impact a championship team this year. Golden State would not suddenly become a contender if LeBron went there.
Yeah,
He might help Cleveland.
I don't think he helps Miami get over the hump. I don't think he helps Cleveland get over the hump.
Mm-mm.
If
So,
Joel Embiid is healthy, maybe he puts Philadelphia in the driver's seat in the East, but yeah, I don't know. There's just none of the teams that have been mentioned really seem to me like he, moves them into a new tier necessarily.
well, and the East did so much shuffling already, and they could be stronger, which means Philly needs more oomph. I don't know. I just find it fascinating that everything is on hold for one guy and that Adam Silver said it out loud.
Yeah. Now, you
That's
know who I
that's the
feel
thing.
the worst for more so than even schedule makers? I feel the worst for the guys who are unsigned free agents whose
Mm,
contract talks are in hold because these several teams don't know what cap space they're going to have to work with until this
true.
decision is made. And so there's some guys on the edges that like these contracts can make a real big difference in their lives, that
Right?
aren't going to be the big money players. And, they're out there waiting without the guaranteed money yet. And I can certainly
Yep.
understand why they'd like to get that done and not be,
Mhm.
waiting for this decision anymore.
Just amazing what one piece of a puzzle can impact.
Yeah, he's
It's that pebble
kind
in
of
a
an
pond.
important one.
Right. It's that pebble in a pond thing, you got one thing and then the ripples just go from there. And I think a lot will happen as soon as he announces his decision. I mean, it'll be a flurry then.
Now, speaking of the East,
Yes.
there was a picture of last night, Jalen Brunson hanging out with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at
Oh,
the
yes.
Time 100 event. So we told you in the last episode about Shea being in the Time 100 most influential athletes.
Yeah.
So Mr. NBA champion and finals MVP from this season, Jalen Brunson, hanging out with the champion and finals MVP from last season, and both on the Time 100 list.
And they looked delightful.
Yeah,
And speaking of looking delightful, did you notice the biggest change in Mr. Consistent?
we do have to talk about it. Shea has shaved his hair off. He's
And
gone for the close shave look.
hmm And in typical Shea fashion, he looks good.
He does. It's clean. He looks like he's like more intense, maybe. Um,
Now his braids always look good. It
yeah,
was, I mean, he was always impeccable. I mean, I don't know if I would say clean. I think you maybe meant, smooth. I'm
yeah,
not certain
yeah,
what you meant,
clean and that
but
smooth, clean, just kind of.
yeah, because I never ever want to give the impression that we believe that braids are a detraction to anything.
No,
That because
no.
there are people that are out there like, well, he looks more professional. No, braids look professional. Don't get it twisted, people.
He had a
But
way. He always looked professional. I would never say he didn't.
Shai
Just
looks good in just about anything, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Um,
I'm guessing it's a lot
Jim's
cooler.
commercial. I don't. Yeah, but he's been up in Can. Well, I don't know what the temperatures are like up
It's
in
it's
Canada.
it's been hot up north, and we've got wildfires raging all across Ontario and northern Minnesota and into Manitoba, and yeah, it's been hot and humid and smoky.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun, like at all.
It's
Um,
it's opposite of why I moved here. I moved here for the cooler temperatures in the summer, but we've had several days in the last week where it was 90 plus. It was
oof,
95 on Monday. It got up to 95
mm-mm.
with 30 something percent humidity and with all the lakes around. Like that's hot. And we have not had nearly as much rain this spring and summer as we need to support this massive forest. And so some storms rolled through on July 4th weekend.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they didn't lay down enough rain to really stop the dryness,
Hey.
but they let off enough lightning to start several fires deep in the
Mm,
wilderness that are not easy. These aren't fires you can drive fire trucks up to and start spraying down. Like they're in parts of the wilderness that you can only get to on foot or canoe, or yeah, kind of
mm,
both. Like it's called the boundary waters for a reason. It's just little chunks of land with another lake and a little chunk of land and another lake and a stream and a river and a creek, and
mm,
it's just a patchwork of water and land all kind of mixed in together. And so these aren't easy to get to, and so they have raged on and really taken off. And last I heard from the Minnesota Incident Command was that they don't expect several of these to get under control until fall and winter when we start getting snowfall.
oh, wow.
So it's going to be an ongoing problem of heavy smoke over the next couple of months, which puts a real damper on being able to go do outdoor activities and the only really great time of year to be outside.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they get it contained and the air quality can improve so that you can get back out. Now,
We should
we
have a few days a week where like the winds are more from the south and it kind of pushes the smoke out, but then those days get hotter because it's that southern warmth coming up too.
you're welcome.
It'll either be hot and somewhat clean, breathable air or cooler and just covered in smoke. So those are our two options now.
Well,
Thanks, climate change.
I'll just stay indoors with my AC and listen to your stories because I like to be in a climate controlled environment of my choosing,
Fair enough.
not not everything else. But also up in Canada during this time, we got to see our guys play for the Canadian team.
Yeah, and Shea made a point of playing more off ball and not necessarily being the lead ball handler.
Yeah.
Looked really good. He looked like he was really ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be something to watch this season because I think each year he focuses on something.
Hmm.
And I really feel like that's something to keep an eye on, this season, especially, you know, with the support that we've got coming back this year. And I think it'll just be another, another tool in his skill set. And I think that's interesting to watch. But
Absolutely.
he also got to celebrate a birthday.
Yeah, he and
Yeah.
Haley.
Yeah, he and Haley, they went and they were playing soccer. Did you see him out on the soccer field?
I did. He looked, oh my goodness. I'll give me more
Yes.
clips. Give me more clips.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see him out of his natural environment, but he's so athletic with whatever he does. And you just saw that he was just having so much fun. And that was just, and his competitiveness continues to come out no matter what the platform is.
Yep. He also went and saw the Toronto Tempo, the new expansion WNBA team, when they were playing the Dallas Wings there in Toronto, and Minnesota girl Paige Beckers, who plays for the Dallas Wings, got to meet her NBA hero, Shai, and took a
Yep.
picture with him. And
Love
she
that.
looked so excited to get to hang out with them there at the game for a minute. So that was really
Me and
cool.
her, we're just the same. We're just the same. Yeah,
So,
no, Shay's just been so active and so visible. I know it's off season, and I know a lot of our guys tend to stay pretty quiet, and but I heard he's been out in they've been doing charity stuff.
hmm.
Like we said, Chet and J-Dub, they traveled out to Vegas for the UFC fight and Summer League and Isaiah
Also,
Joe. Go
also,
ahead.
before we get to Isaiah Joe, because we'll talk about two Fort Smith guys,
Yeah.
um, J-Dub and Jared McCain both went to see a World Cup game in LA,
Oh, that's
and
right.
were like got to go into a suite with I think Rick Rubin. So like that was going on, and they both posted their own YouTube videos about their World Cup experience. So go check those out on YouTube if you're interested.
Love. Always interested in. And it's so funny, J Mac, he's been so vocal throughout the World Cup on social media and threads, and his excitement is just he it's so funny if you're not on threads and you don't read it, but sometimes it looks so out of context if you don't realize what he's talking about. And you see this enthusiastic, lots of exclamation points and just enthusiastic comment, and you're like, Evergreen J Mac, and you have no idea what he's watching, and then context clues come out. But it's so funny out of context just to see the enthusiasm.
Absolutely. But now we can move on to our Fort Smith guys. You wanted to talk about Isaiah Joe.
I did just because he's leaving us and he's gonna go up and go play with the Pistons. And but before he went, his charity had a big event here, had one more event that he's participating in, that he was here, and the mayor was there, and NFL players were there, and a whole variety of people were here in Oklahoma City to celebrate, you know, the foundation and to celebrate and say goodbye to Isaiah Joe, which just, but I know he's going to do great up there. He'll have such a big opportunity. But it was just interesting to see, even in the midst of all the upheaval that he's going through, he was still focused enough to have another event here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and he's not leaving on bad terms.
No.
Everything we know about this organization, and from what I've heard from former players, is Sam doesn't trade anybody without giving them a heads up that it's coming, and without making sure they kind of are being rooted somewhere that's going to give them an opportunity and not be a bad move for their career.
Hmm.
So there's not, bad feelings here. He's going to forever be loved for his time with the
Yeah.
Thunder. And, I'm really glad that, he feels the same. and
Yeah.
it's a mutual feeling of just being glad we had the time together we did, and making sure we celebrate that while being sad it can't continue.
And I'll even clap for him the first time that Detroit comes down here, but after that, it's game on.
That's right. Now, his fellow Fort Smithian,
Hmm.
Jalen Williams, he got honored in Fort Smith recently, where they named a street near the high school he and Isaiah went to has been renamed Jalen Williams Way. So he's got his own street name
Love
in
it.
Fort Smith now. So that's really neat. And it's cool because Fort Smith is like in the OKC Thunder like home viewing area, and like this is the home team for anybody who lives in Fort Smith. So
Yeah.
really cool to see that.
Love to see our guys honored. It is just, it's such a, it, I don't know. I just love it when our guys are recognized. It's a thing.
It is a thing. It's a good thing, as my
A
Aunt
very
Martha would
good
say.
thing. Speaking of people that are no longer here but continue to contribute to Oklahoma City, let me just dust off this jersey here. Um, the soccer team that Russell Westbrook has invested in released their name and logo, and it came out that he helped design it. It is OKC United. So it's another step towards, our new stadium and the team and everything. It's so exciting. And not only is Russ invested in it, J-Dub is invested in it too. So I love that our Thunder players are supporting other activities that continue to build and grow Oklahoma City's visibility.
Yes, it is fantastic. I looked at the logo before we got on to start recording, and it's really unique. It's got a little bit of an old school baseball feel to it, but
Yeah,
I
that
think
font.
I think the pink in there almost looks like more like a faded red. It's got a kind of a classic, just kind of it looks old, it's like old made new again, but in a good way, not in a it's got just a classic feel that I think will stand the test of time.
Yeah, if you get a chance to look online and see what it looks like, it's an interwoven OKC with the O in the back, the K in the middle, and then the C going through the spires on the K. And so you throw in the old school font and it looks really neat. So it's I'm just excited that it's another step closer.
Yes, absolutely. And really cool that Russ is staying involved with that and has been a big investor. And even cooler to know that, J-Dub has jumped in as an investor as well. Now that for at least this season, he and Chet will be the highest paid players on the team for 26-27,
Yeah.
because Shai's extension doesn't kick in until next season after that. So
Yeah.
technically, for 1 year, Chet and J-Dub will make more money than Shea for one season.
Maybe they can hold garage sales and Shay could come to their garage sales at the end.
Yeah, they've graduated into some real money with these contracts, so they moved way up on the chart for this coming season. Uh,
Chet's still gonna wear his sweatpants though.
the funniest thing is, do you know of the 15 non-two-way players, like the 15 guaranteed contract roster spots?
Uh-huh.
The 15th highest paid player, so at the very bottom, is going to be AJ Mitchell, who I think many people might think is probably the fourth or fifth best player on the team.
But that's what happens with, when you get these young rookie contracts. Look at Lou Dort, undrafted, comes in, makes such an impact, and he was making, AJ money. until they came back in and renegotiated and extended. And it's just so funny because these rooks, whether they show out in summer league or not, you know, they come into their own and they exceed what their rookie contract, financially what they deserve. And it's just interesting to watch. But I did not realize he was 15 on the bench with
He's
salary.
going to be the dead last in salary going into this season.
Hey, but at
Uh,
least he's not the one that's going to have to get the donuts this year.
right.
So he's still making more than the Rooks.
No,
So no, I mean
no,
not more than the Rooks. He can tell
not
the
more
Rooks.
than Sturts and not more than Mara.
No, but he still gets to tell them what to do.
That's right. He still gets to tell him what to do. He just doesn't, he doesn't get paid like they do even. It's wild.
It's crazy. Man, when's he up again next summer?
Um, no, the summer after that. He got locked in on like a 3-year, $9 million deal before last season.
He's going to show out for that next one. Samuel's
Yeah, he
got to
is.
Sam's already out there recycling cans. I mean, because it's he's
Now,
gonna be worth more.
the of the rookies, you know, I think Bennett Sturts is going to play some impactful minutes this season.
Now, I do think so. He did show a lot of flashes in summer league.
I think it's still going to be interesting to see what we do with him and what role he ends up playing on the team in the regular season, but
Mhm.
he's got a shot. He's got good passing. I mean, he fits the Thunder mold of dribble, pass, shoot, can do it all. High motor, is going to give it his all when he's out there every minute. I think he will be an impactful player for this team.
I do. I think it, never hurts to have another shooter.
Never hurts. Now he had a couple bad shooting games in summer league, but part of that was the shots he was getting and like who he was playing with. So he was drawing all the attention because there was no one else on the team that was really that good. So he drew all of the defensive attention. When he plays for the Thunder in the regular season, it's going to be Shai and J-Dub and AJ getting all that attention. He's
Yeah.
going to get some open looks and knock them down.
Now, he did have one teammate that was playing lights out. Peyton was out there playing. And he was showing out, and I hope that he gets signed somewhere for all of his efforts because he
Yeah,
was he was doing so good.
Peyton Sandford had a great summer league. He's not going to get one of the two-way contracts for the Thunder this season. And he may be one of those guys that maybe there's a team interested, but that's waiting to see what happens with this LeBron situation. So
Right?
he's the kind of guy I feel the most bad about in that situation because, he deserves a chance, and I hope that someone gives it to him.
I do. I do too. It's such an oddly specific time that's happening right now. Just a confluence of so many different things all pinning around one thing.
Now, one
But
thing, oh, go
mhm.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
No, I was going to change the subject completely, so you might have
I kind of
something more
was too.
related.
I was kind of figuring out how I could just lean into the fact that Coach Mark got named as an associate coach
That's where I
to
was
Team
going.
This is it. Great minds think alike. This is
Yes.
why. Yes. So that was announced this week, and I am so excited for Coach Mark.
Yeah, Coach Mark will join Eric Spoelstra's coaching staff for Team USA heading into the 2028 LA Olympics.
Yeah.
This is an amazing opportunity for Coach Mark. It says a lot about where he's seen by other coaches and as
Mhm.
in the NBA because the guys who've been assistants and or head coaches on this team are Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr,
Yes.
Larry Brown, and Eric Spoelstra. Like these are the names that he's now in with. And it's
Yeah.
and it's tended to be that you got to come in as an assistant coach on the team if you want to be picked as a future head coach for Team USA. So
Right.
this is a big step in that direction. And as young as he is, as much career as he has in front of him, I wouldn't be surprised if, by mid next decade, he's like Team USA coach.
I could see that. I mean, he has gotten a lot of respect with Coach of the Year and coaching the team to a championship, and people talk about him in such complimentary ways, and he's so chill about it. He's just over there gnawing on his gum, and for this to happen, I just think, like you say, it speaks volumes to how people see him. And I love that. I love, once again, love seeing our guys get positive attention.
Absolutely. Big deal. Really happy for Coach Mark. And, it'll be an interesting experience for him because he's going to have to coach against Shea and Team Canada. So he'll get to bring what he knows about Shea to the table for Team
Hmm.
USA. But
Yeah.
he'll also get an idea of how some other coaches have scouted Shea and what their approaches for how they guard him are going to be. So, very much a learning experience. And I know that Coach Mark is the kind of guy who is not a know-it-all, who
Mm-mm.
goes into
He's gonna
every
soak
situation
all this up.
ready to learn, ready to bring
Love
it.
it. Yeah, but then he'll use it.
Hmm.
So that will be interesting to see what comes of that. I don't know. I'm excited. I was very happy when that came up. So,
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that catches us up on most of the drama that has happened in Thunder area and NBA area over the last couple weeks. We'll try and get back with you next week. It is kind of a dead point in things, so we might do another 2 week gap. We'll kind of see where that is. I've gotten a lot busier in the last month, so I might be busy next week too, just depending on how some things go down. So, yeah,
but we already miss
we'll
you
play it
guys.
by
We already
ear.
miss.
So either next week or 2 weeks from now will be the next episode. But thank you all for joining us. Make
Yes.
sure if you have not subscribed to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get more followers. I think we're close to 90 now. Let's get us to 100 by the time we have a next episode. Get on there. Even if you listen to us on a podcast app, go subscribe to our YouTube channel anyway. That way you help bring our numbers up and help us build those numbers up so that as we approach the Thunder towards Media Day, maybe maybe they see we have enough following that Paula can go get some in-person access. And then we can bring you some even cooler content moving forward. Um,
Yes. That would be delightful.
so
But
that's my pitch to y'all.
we appreciate you guys on all platforms, all social media. We love interacting with you guys, even in the lulls, whatever, we're very personality based. We don't just want to talk about basketball. As you can tell, when we talk about the players, we'll talk about what else the players are doing off the court. So we love the interaction. We love it. And again, thank you guys for listening to us and spreading the word.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Peace and thunder up.